So friends, good evening, and on behalf of My Retired Life Foundation, we extend a very, very hearty welcome to all of you for this very exciting program, because it's a very, very important program for all of us and as senior citizens, and that the handling loneliness, because that is one issue we face day in and day out, where we see that many of the elderly people, not only here, but I'm talking about, it is also true in the cases of the rural places. Our studies show that they face a serious amount of loneliness. Some may speak out, some may not speak out. Some may show an extent of clinical depression, some may not. But that's a different issue. But the loneliness is a feeling, it's a mental state which many of the senior citizens suffer from. And therefore, to talk on this particular topic, we thought that we should have some inputs on this particular topic. And for that, we have today an exciting person, a very good resource person with us, Ms. Salma Prabhu. Ms. Salma Prabhu is an Enigma. She is a very, very well known in the city of New Bombay. She is known as a very enigmatic clinical psychologist, as well as the career counselor. She also runs our what you call Salma Prabhu Institute of Counseling in the city. She does a lot of counseling work for the even for the NMMC for the, and she during the last 2 years, 1.5 years or so, she has done extensive work for the COVID patients also in collaboration with NMMC. She has written authored 2 books, one on the parents and one on the children, to cater to the various issues on the counseling. And she is a very, very well-known counselor amidst all of us. So we request to all of us to join the interaction with the Salma Prabhu. Madam, floor is open to you.
Thank you so much. Sabko namaste. Dr. Sengupta, such a beautiful introduction. I'm so grateful, and I'm always grateful to God and the universe for always keeping me in touch with you, your group, and all the activities that you always do. So before we begin, I want to say that I was listening to all the lovely chatter which was going on when everybody met, and someone mentioned that it's a very nice topic that has been selected for today. Loneliness is actually not just for senior citizens. Loneliness is something that the whole world is grappling, and all age groups is in some way or the other affected. Not just now during COVID time, but it has always been a factor for so many people to experience and go through different experiences at different stages in their life. Yes, senior citizens experience a lot because they have kind of lived their life. They have lived their life and gone through various stages where they have interacted with people, they have interacted when they were working, they have interacted with their children. And for the senior citizens, it's not just loneliness. At times, it is also the empty nest syndrome, which is called. When children go and settle down in their own life and they have their own pace, their pace is fast, their expectations are different, their communications are limited. And that is one factor which makes loneliness a little more kind of difficult to address and handle for senior citizens. I was recently going through one forward which came to me, and I liked it very much because this was an interview with someone in Japan who is about 110 years of age. And he was talking about how different careers he changed right from his original career to now, and how he is still involved and he is working. The word actually used in, in like health, and the word which is used, the terminology which is used is positive aging. We have to focus on positive aging. Also, let me tell you that not just to comfort you, This is a reality that loneliness comes to everybody at some point in their life. And in fact, one of my close friend is attending the session here, and I have been interacting with her, and I keep telling her that I have shifted to another place and I just live with my mother most of the days. And the time period between 7 to 9 in the evening, I'm very busy till 7 o'clock. And from 7 to 9, not even 7:30 till 9 o'clock is a period when I feel really, really very lonely. And I'm trying to figure out what I should do during that time so that this does not creep onto me, because I'm a person who finishes work at 7 o'clock, and then, it's a different, I would not like to do any work. I would like to do something else, but still I am trying to find my little activity in that period of time. And watching TV is not really so much of a preference that I have. So I'm sharing this with you because everyone goes through it, but the answer is to look at it as positive aging. I've stepped into 58 just last week. And positive aging is something that is considered to be like the beginning with the attitude. What attitude we have when we are experiencing something? What is the feeling that we want for ourselves? The feeling everybody wants actually is to feel good. We want to feel good all the time. We want to feel healthy. And to feel that way, we need to use another very important word, that is keep engaged. As we grow in our age, keep engaged. I shall be very, very happy if while I am talking, you go on typing your queries in. If you come up with queries or comments or feedback, keep typing, and then I will try and address. So I would love to interact with all of you, but if we keep the session interacting, it may go very long and I might not be able to cover all that I prepared to cover with you. So I keep writing articles, a number of articles in the newspapers and for periodicals. And this topic is something which I am so grateful that has come to me. So let's begin with what we can do. We all know what is happening. We know we are feeling lonely. We know at times it's very depressing and very, very frustrating is as we age, the need for help. The need for help becomes more frustrating and leads to anger and many a times conflicts with the family. Because we realize as you're aging, we realize that it's no longer being able to do things the way we were doing. We're no longer being able to also kind of be very meticulous and remember everything. And at times, at times this is so frustrating that it leaves a deeper impact on the personality. There are also times when this loneliness becomes more stronger when you lose a partner, when you are grieving, when you have lost your partner with whom you have lived with so many years and shared so many good and bad memories both. Life is all about good and bad memories both. It's not that everything is good. There are times when we have had experiences which are also a little sad, or we feel we regret that should not have said that, should have been a better wife, or should have been a better husband, or should have been a better father, mother, etc. We all have our little packages of regret. However, we need to keep finding ways and means of getting into a solution mode, a mode which comes about because of our attitude. The major thing which will help everywhere will be the attitude that we carry. And the first attitude I would say is get into the solution mode. Become a part of the solution and not part of the problem. When you have that attitude, you will see that how one by one the things just fall into place, and you always end up feeling good, feeling healthy, feeling productive, feeling useful. And that is what we want in this age. If we don't change our attitude, if we remain rigid, notice this another word which needs to be paid attention to. Rigidity is going to bring about mental health issues. So, attitude needs to be of a person who is part of the solution, a person who is flexible, a person who is ready to let go and not live with what is hurtful. So I always say, not just in this session, in most of the sessions, I always say, first thing you do, don't change anything, change your attitude. Now, let us go to what can be done. If you are feeling lonely, or if you ever feel lonely, I always recommend that maintain a good diary. Write down your feelings. Write down what you are feeling. Because when we write down, we have space to write next to it immediately what can be done. For example, a thought comes in the mind, that I'm feeling very lonely. So in the next column, you write down, I'm feeling lonely. In the next column, you can write what can be done. What do I like? What would I like to do? For example, I am planning between 7:30 and 9 to start my painting again. I like to paint, and in the daytime, I'm really not finding that kind of space and time. 7:30 to 9, nobody is here to disturb me. So I have decided to start painting again. And I have my teacher who is ready to help me virtually. I will be sitting with my frames and I will do whatever she has said. And then for a little while, I'll put the video call on and ask her if I have done properly. And I can then create my paintings again and feel good about it. And there are other options also which I can fit in. So what is essential? One, I'm going to give you almost 34 to 35 different types of ideas, and keeping engaged is the key. We need to keep engaged, but that does not mean, we need to like, oh, I want to do this also, I want to do that also, I need to do this also, and keep engaged at our pace. Learn a new skill or a new language. It's never, ever too late. In fact, some weeks ago, I have this international intern. I'm a clinical psychologist, and very fortunate that students from all over the world are with me to attend my sessions and my counseling sessions and my lectures and my work. And we do a lot of research work also together with our international interns. In fact, 2 from Germany are also attending this very session. And I requested Sir to record so that I could share the recording with other interns as well. Now, I was interviewing, you all know Sundari from NRI, the Senior Citizens Club at NRI. And she was talking about, she expressed in that session that they are all learning the Marathi language. Those who are not Marathi speaking are learning the Marathi language, and she mentioned we are not just learning the language so that we can understand Marathi, but we are learning the language because we read somewhere that if you learn a new language, you are going to keep Alzheimer's and dementia and all the degenerative diseases at bay, which was so amazing to hear from her that this is the attitude and this is the approach. So learning a new skill, all of you have done during this pandemic. I'm sure, everybody during pandemic has gone to YouTube and gone to various apps and channels and have learned new skills. So it's never too late, just learn a new skill. Very important is the third point, which I feel that a little effort is required in that. But looking at the way you all were interacting now, I don't think you need any efforts in that. Maintain relationships and friends. Maintain those relationships and do not hesitate to write, to message, to call a friend when you are feeling lonely. So, for example, I have been feeling a little more lonely because my son has just left 6 days ago for Switzerland to do his master's. And all the time he used to be in the house, though he was busy with his work. We were not really interacting so much, but he was there. And he's 30 now, age 30. So he left just 6 days ago. And I was talking to my friend in Canada, and he told me, you just message me anytime you want, and I will try to be there for you. Just listening to that, I am here for you. You can message me anytime. You can talk to me. You can call me. This itself feels so good. I have not really messaged him because I have been busy, but I know, and it's not just him. There are so many friends and relatives who will happily be there if I want to talk to them. So maintain these relationships and friendships always. Make a list of all the things that you enjoy. Personal enjoyment. It's very essential that you enjoy your life always. There are many people who have sacrificed throughout their life and they have waited that I will enjoy life when I finish all my responsibilities. I mean, all of you would have finished your responsibilities as far as the finance and raising children and getting them married and having grandchildren. Most of you would have done that. Now start paying attention to what you like, what have you kept for this time, what is pending, or even if nothing is pending, what you really would like to do in a day or in a week or on weekends, in the evening, in the morning. Everybody will tell you, oh, go for a walk and do yoga and do meditation. Everyone will tell you that. But I will tell you that do things which you always wanted to. If you wanted to dance, you did not get an opportunity in your lifetime, please join online Zumba and start online dancing, ball dancing, or whatever dancing that you always wanted to do. My son's mother-in-law works in a government office. She comes back at 7 o'clock every alternate day. One day she does yoga and the other day she's learning Kathak. And till 9 o'clock, she's occupied in the evening doing these two activities 6 days a week. So personal enjoyment is very essential. First, make a list of all that you like, first of all. And then you can, one by one, it's your bucket list, it's your wish list, whatever list it is, one by one, you can tick mark and enjoy and share. Whatever you're doing, share it with the world, with the social media, with the, use the social media to make you happy, not to put pressure on you. We are not here to compare ourselves with anybody, because everybody on social media puts only nice things, nobody puts about their sufferings or anything of that sort. So share all the nice things, because you encourage others. You will be the one who encourage that, look at this, he's our grandfather or he's our uncle, and see, at this age also he's so active and he is doing all this for himself. There is nothing wrong in doing things for ourselves. Only when we are happy, we will be able to spread happiness to the world around us. I, of course, have a tip here besides the other tips that I'm giving is simplify your life. Do not be too rigid about what you want to eat and what you want to, spend too much time in this doing and that cleaning and that keeping and all. Simplify the life to such an extent that you feel good about everything that's lying around you. By simplifying the life, there is one more thing which can be done. That is, see what you really need, keep that, rest all, start gifting it to your family, to your friends, to your relatives, start gifting it to them. When they come, ask them, this is all my possessions. What do you want out of this? I have planned doing that in the next 1 year itself, of asking everybody, my friends, family, what do you want from these little collections that I have? What do you want? Please take it. And I want to simplify and reduce all the things which are there with me. All these thoughts are going to keep you occupied. All these activities are going to keep you occupied. You will never feel lonely if you're feeling good. You'll never feel lonely if you know what you're going to do tomorrow morning. Have you heard the word ikigai? Ikigai is a Japanese word for having a purpose in life. And purpose in life makes you wake up every morning with a very happy and good feeling. It's not that we may have one purpose, we can have multiple purpose also. So there is a place in Japan called Okinawa, where everybody is living more than 100 years, 110 years, 120 years. Honestly, I'm not talking about living number of years. I'm talking about quality of life. Even if we live for whatever life it is, the quality of life is what is more important than the quantity of life, to me, honestly. But if you have a purpose in life, if you have a good quality of life, if you have good health, then whatever age it is, it's absolutely all right. So do read if you get a chance, and if you're interested in reading, do read the book Ikigai, which means the purpose. When you have a purpose, you are going to be wanting to wake up in the morning and go about doing that purpose of yours. You may start your day with walking and yoga and laughter and everything, but when you have a purpose, for example, suppose your society, you decide that you're going to, you are interested in, suppose, in plants and environment and all, and you decide you're going to very nicely put forward to everybody in your society to contribute and create manure, compost out of the wet garbage. You know how much tons of wet garbage comes out from one single house. And imagine if that could be converted into compost. This is just one idea, because I have seen some people in societies, they are not just making manure for themselves, but they are selling it to the other societies, the other landscape, the other gardens also. So maybe you might decide something like that, let me gather a group of people who are interested in this, and let us approach to everybody and show them and learn and show them how to do this and make something productive out of absolute waste. Or you may want to just tell stories to small little children. You are a good narrator, you're a good storyteller, and you like to talk and you like people to listen. Small children love stories. You must be thinking today, who loves stories? They are all in their screen and everything. But if you approach the mothers and you tell them, let's just meet for 20 minutes in the garden every day, in the compound or wherever, or that place around your home. And I would like to tell stories to the children. You're making a huge contribution. Today in nuclear families, children miss grandparents because grandparents are somewhere in some other city for everybody. And they could benefit from your oratory skills, your storytelling skills. If you are a person who is comfortable like I am in front of the screen, you could make videos of your small stories, your small experiences, and share. I'm just giving you some ideas. I'm full of ideas. So the idea is you find a purpose, and no harm actually finding a purpose, and also, if possible, earning. You could be teaching the children, the all the servant children or all the people who cannot afford tuitions. You could, like, at times people feel, oh, I don't want to take so much responsibility and I don't want to, I want to really relax. Do small things, take small steps, no problem at all. So very important when I mentioned quality of life is also moderation in food. Automatically, as we age, our moderation of food comes about, but sometimes it doesn't. Like, this is not applicable to everybody, but I feel if my teeth are not supporting the food I'm eating, that I feel I need to change the food. I'm not the person who will go for dentures. I'm the person who will change the food, the type of food that I'm eating, the method of the food that I'm eating, and simplify. I'm not putting what I think on you. I'm just sharing that simplify everything in your life, moderation of food. Find out who needs you and your experience. Because when we age, we are like given so much to our own children, to our own family. We have given so much. Probably they don't want anymore. They've got their quota. So look who is going to appreciate your experience, your skills, and your knowledge. Who is the person? Who are the people who will appreciate that? Look for that, share with them. Stay motivated. Nobody will come to motivate you. You make a list of what motivates. And that we go back to that first tip only. Make a list of what you like, your personal enjoyment. What are the things that you like? So let it not be just 1, 2, 3. I'm sure you would be having so many. So keep that list ready. If one doesn't work, the next one is there. If the second one doesn't work, the third one is there. See what you are excited about, what motivates you. Because when we have that list, we will have no problem in waking up, and we shall never feel lonely. Sometimes you feel lonely, it's absolutely all right. Just listen to music, just watch what you want, or just don't do anything at all. Just sit, daydream. It's absolutely fine. Only that, not to get into that habit all the time. For some time, it is okay, because there are some days in a month, in maybe 15 days, there are some days we don't want to do anything. We don't want to talk to anyone. We don't want to listen to anything. We just want to be with ourselves. And that's very natural. If you go to the understanding of the scientific ways of a fast, upvas, when we fast for the body. When we experience silence, it is the fast for the mind. Mind also needs that. And that is why we are being told that every day, starting from just 10 minutes, 1 hour of meditation is very, very helpful. Now, when we say meditation, people think, oh, no thoughts must come to my mind. I must not speak anything. I must not think of anything. I must concentrate here. I believe in guided meditation. Guided meditations are amazing. What are these guided meditations? Go to YouTube, just click guided meditation for happiness. And you get meditations which actually release endorphins. What are endorphins? Happy hormones. Endorphins are the ones which keep us feeling good, feeling happy, along with another neurotransmitter, which is dopamine. So all you have to do is put your earbuds, connect to YouTube. You all of you who are here, if you are attending this session, which means you have the facility of a Wi-Fi, you have the facility of YouTube, you have everything. So just connect and listen to this guided meditation. You are going to get amazing sleep also. Anyone having sleep issues, guided sleep meditation. Anyone having problem with feeling sad, or you feel your chakras are, we all have chakras, and if you feel your chakras are depleted, or you're feeling fatigue, or you're feeling tired, or you're feeling like not doing anything for too many days, one day it's okay. Just listen to this amazing, there is a treasure out there. I listen to one every day and really keeps me very fresh and happy most of the time. There are times when I just don't do anything. I just sit and watch the trees and listen to the birds and just look around and not do anything. So these are all what is going to keep you motivated. Accept your pace. Whatever your pace is. It is not the end of the world. What you cannot do today, keep it for tomorrow. I have a huge pile of clothes lying over here. Nobody is coming. Everybody will come on Saturday. I'll clean it on Friday. There is nobody to come and do any inspection. That room is spick and span. I shall do it tomorrow. Is Friday. I shall do it tomorrow. I've kept it for tomorrow. Saturday, it will be all looking very nice and clean. So at the pace, at our enjoying, if I do that, put on some music and I will do that work. So I enjoy. Keep time for sharpening your senses. How do we sharpen our senses? So for memory, there are some games which you can do. There are board games. There are also games on apps. If you're not using too much of mobile, then there are board games. Jigsaw puzzles are there. Word puzzles are there. So many of you must be solving Sudoku or crossword. People are enjoying that. That keeps the brain oiled. A machinery will keep working if you do proper maintenance. You must be having in your house washing machines, refrigerators, air conditioners, mixers and grinders, and whatnot. All of them, if they are lasting for a very long time, it's not just because of the manufacturing, it is also because you have taken care. You have kept it clean. You have oiled it whenever required. You have polished it whenever required. You have serviced it whenever required. And therefore, it is serving you for more than 20 years, 30 years, some refrigerators. Similarly, the body and the mind also needs maintenance, needs to be serviced regularly. And how do we do that? By playing these games or engaging in activities which are going to somebody may like to do a lot of artwork. My sister-in-law's mother-in-law is 90 plus, and the crochet work she does is, is so amazing. People give her orders. She's not doing it for money, but she's happy that she gets money and she's able to spend it on her children and her grandchildren. She doesn't need anything. Everything is provided by her son and daughter-in-law and grandchildren. Everything is there. But she makes beautiful crochet. And the finger, whenever we are using our fine motor coordination, how much we use our hands, that much will our brain be sharp. You can do research on this. So whether you are working with a crochet, or you're working with clay, or you're working with soil, or you're working with tools, whatever you're working with, if you're using your fingers, dexterity, and you're using your motor coordination, you are going to remain fit over here. Definitely. So keep sharpening all your senses. All our senses include our smell, our eyes, our hearing, our speaking, and our touch, and the sixth sense. Very, very important. I'm going to give you some tips on how to make the best of your sixth sense. Keep practicing. I also recommend engage with young people and with positivity. If you're going to go and tell youngsters, I would like to learn from you, they will love it. If you go to youngsters and tell them, start giving them gyan, if they are not asked for it, you will not be wanted. My request to all of you is never give solutions, suggestions, advices, recommendations till someone comes and requests, please give me this information. You have such great experience in this field. Please give me the understanding for this particular area. Then only you give. If you give without asking, it is taken for granted. It is not valued. So give it to people who will value it, who will cherish it, and who will use it. So, and ensure that you are always with positivity. People who even send negative forward. To me, even if someone mentions in a forward that stay away from, the true colors of people come out only when you ask them, I feel these are all negative forwards. I don't pay attention. To be positive, remain positive, you need to do things and say things and be around people who speak positive. I recently wrote an article called Toxic Positivity. Toxic positivity is different than being positive. Toxic positive is when it is too much overdose, like when things are very bad and we don't allow somebody to grieve, or we don't allow someone to feel sad for some time and we say, oh, move on, now leave it, it's over. That is toxic positive. Positive is someone who is always encouraging, someone who is understanding, someone who is listening, someone who is respectful. That is positive. When someone comes and tells you, oh, this is not correct, that is not correct, be critical, one should be like this, one should be like that, then keep your distance. You know yourself very well, and I'm sure you know what you need and how to go about it. So remain with young and positive people. Enjoy social media, but don't get addicted. Addiction of anything, any person, any kind is not healthy. The mantra is remain detachedly attached, is the mantra. Whatever we do, whatever we like, whatever we are, it's moderate. So definitely use social media, as I said, to be in touch, to interact, to post your experiences, to post your pictures, to post your comments, but don't get addicted to it. Don't put too much time. Technology is your slave. You don't become technology's slave. One thing and I have to see who is messaging. One sound coming in, oh my God. One advertisement coming, oh, I have to check what this is. Don't get into it. Keep it as your slave. When you need it, use it. Technology is meant to make your life easy, not difficult. Volunteer in your own capacity. Volunteering, lots of organizations, NGOs, environment, children, water, power, saving of this, saving of that, teaching. There's so much options to volunteer. In whatever capacity you can, opt for volunteering. This is the best way not to just give back to the society, but also to feel good and also have a purpose. So that's a very good idea. Publish your life experiences. I always encourage everybody, write your life experiences and share. You never know, even if one person benefits from it, your mission is accomplished. And I'm sure not one, but many will benefit from your small experiences in life. Everyone needs to write about right from their childhood till their current age, what they have experienced, who were their mentors, what did they learn. Also, another very good thing is to write to everybody, write to your mentors, your relatives, thanking them for whatever, gratitude. Gratitude is a very powerful technique to heal and to spread positivity in this world. A research was done with the cancer patients, and they were asked to give gratitude to everybody, make a list of whom they want to be grateful to God, to nature, to the ecology, to water, to all the facilities, to the doctors, to their relatives, and they found that your treatment was getting better with the gratitude exercise. This is a research done. So gratitude is something which is going to be very powerful. And as I already said, ensure that you do not get any mental disorders such as OCD. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. This needs to be here only. Why did you use this plate on this vessel? Why did you use this spoon for this purpose? This distresses you and others. Either you just quietly change it, or You tell yourself, it's okay. It's ultimately a vessel, it's covered. It's fine. But not stress on things, and make your life miserable and make the life of others living with you miserable. So this must be clean, this must be kept. Cleaning is good. Hygiene is to be maintained, but not driving yourself and others crazy. That is OCD. So stay away from all these kinds of extreme attitudes. Go natural. By going natural means food as much as possible depend on the natural food and mildly cook, not too much of spices and things like that, because I'm sure you all are practicing the natural way. For couples, sex does not stop at 65. If your partner is okay, if you can still enjoy sex, please do not hesitate. It's a very good endorphin and estrogen creator, good for hormones. But if you are a single person, then there are many other things that will help you with your endorphins. Manage your stress by taking small naps or having the happy hour. Now, when I say happy hour, it doesn't mean I'm telling you have a drink. No, because happy hour is associated with a drink. You can have a drink, of course, but of the juices or a buttermilk or water. And I cannot tell you that you can have your drinks, but I'm sure those who can even have that happy hour, they keep it to very, very occasional and moderation. So very important at this age is to maintain your weight, keep your weight in check. Weight has been directly connected with loneliness. People feel lonely, feel depressed, they eat. Eating is like a substitute for so many other things in life which are missing. Eating is a very major part of our life, but don't make eating a substitute for other things which are missing in your life. Otherwise, you will gain weight and you will have other physical problems which really are not required for you at all. So focus on plant-based food and belong to a group. All of you already belong to this wonderful group, amazing group this is. And I'm so glad this is the second time I'm talking to this group. I'm very, very happy to be here. Stay in touch with your loved ones, even if they don't stay in touch. You stay in touch. And when loved ones, not only your children, it's also your brothers, sisters, cousins, relatives. Stay in touch with them. Drop a small liner, a small nice comment to them, what you remember about them, about their childhood, about the time you spent with them. Just drop in a liner and be in touch with them. Always be in a healthy behavior circle, like this group. You were talking about the musical show or program that you had online. It's a very healthy behavior, one of the healthy activities. All of you can share a lot with others who are not having the benefit of all these activities that you do. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness, I mean, enjoy the moment. When you are having tea, make sure every sip you are enjoying. Every time you have tea. Every day you have tea. But nowadays, many people are having tea and the phone is at the side. So enjoy your tea. I'm going to answer that question. I definitely, that the question has come that So I'll just finish and I'm going to cover the topic. So practice mindfulness, of course, it's small things, finding joy. I have one liner for mindfulness, which is finding joy in every breath is mindfulness. When you are having tea and you are enjoying the tea, focus on your breathing and you see how your day will go. Only statement in your head at that time can be, I told you earlier, I'll tell you how to use your power of your mind. At that time, the statement in your head has to be, the tea is awesome and my entire day is awesome. Thank you for the wonderful day ahead. It is a beautiful morning and a wonderful day ahead. You see, when you start doing this, how your day turns out to be. Every bit of your day will be so full of miracle, very much full of miracle. So smile often. I was very happy, almost 30 years ago, the laughter club came into existence and everyone would gather and start laughing. And when you watch them laughing, you start laughing. So I suggest smile often in front of the mirror and you meet someone, you smile, you see us, you read a joke, you smile. If nothing also happens, you smile. You must be wondering, if I keep smiling, people will say, pura time gaya hai, so pura time smiling. But people, we don't, after 50, we don't bother what people are saying. That is their problem. I don't bother at all. I smile looking at the butterfly. I smile looking at the flowers. I smile looking at the leaves. I smile looking at the snails, even the chameleons which come over here. I smile at everyone. Invite friends over. Don't do too much, but once in a week, once in 15 days, invite your friends over. Let them bring something. You keep something whenever you are having tea. It need not be a very major thing. I go to my friend's house who is here listening to us today and just have at times only green tea. Sometimes I just have only water, but we just sit for about 45 minutes and we share and we listen to each other and we just share. So definitely invite friends over. As I said, don't wait for invitations when you are inviting also. Don't wait for invitations. Sometimes just go to people. Sometimes just walk in. You are very smart. If you see it's not a good time, go away. If you see it's a good time, continue being over there. Talking and sharing is very, very, very important. Keep sharing, keep talking, but only when you are talking to youngsters and your children. Keep it short, keep it crisp, because they have been listening to you all their lives. So keep it short and crisp with them. Thank you for that comment, which has just come to me. Thank you very much. Keep in mind a few things. There are times when you want to do activities with your partner. You want your partner to be involved. You want your partner to watch certain movies with you, do some activities with you, and your partner is not interested. Your partner is not as excited as you are. In such situations, I recommend first try and understand what excites your partner. Try in small ways. Don't go for larger steps. Try and make them feel comfortable. Try and understand what the inhibitions are. Try and understand what has stopped them from wanting to enjoy. You become slowly the inspiration. Give only positive comments. Love, give extra love. There is never anyone who doesn't want extra love. Give extra love. Listen to the verbal and the non-verbal. Listen to what is hurting them from such a long time. Many of these seniors have this lot of past pain inside them for a very, very long time. Listen to all that. And then slowly it will so happen that your partner will start reciprocating. And I'm going to show you one more technique. Instead of talking too much from here, speak from your mind. And statements like, I have manifested my partner to participate with me. Mention the activity. Thank you, God or universe. I have manifested my partner to participate with me. Thank you, universe. Do this statement when you wake up and before you sleep for 21 days and see things changing. Is it magic? This whole universe is full of magic, full of magic, full of miracles. And you are the one, we are the ones, we human beings, and along with nature, along with animals, along with birds, along with trees, we all make all these miracles happen. So practice all this, try all this, and you see you are never going to be lonely. You will write volumes on how not to be lonely. Keep in mind, don't try to do all that I have said together. One thing at a time. Set small targets, not very big ones. Do not focus on things you cannot change. There are some things in the environment you cannot change. Save your energy to spend it on what makes you feel better. Try not to compare yourself to others at all. You are unique. You are special. You are you. Feel good about that. We all feel lonely at times, but don't repeat that again and again. Instead, select from the list what you would like to do. No addiction. Don't get into, I'm lonely, I'll take a drink. I'm lonely, I'll smoke. I'm lonely, I will eat. Don't get into any of these addictions. Don't hesitate to seek help. There are so many NGOs, there are so many lines, helplines, where you can seek help. Seek help. Don't hesitate. When you seek help, there's a whole world out there wanting to help you. Pay attention to your self-esteem. Low self-esteem means going into negative and being critical all the time. Critical of self, critical of others. This is low self-esteem. This could have been caused by teachers or friends or siblings or parents or media when you were small. It's possible that you developed a low self-esteem because of all these negative things happening in our life. But write down what you do, what are your strengths, what are you good at, what have you done all your life, what are your personality traits, what are the good things that you have shared and contributed. So go out, come out of that feeling of low self-esteem, and also write what others speak about you. You may say, I'm not good at this, but somebody is saying, oh, you're very good. Accept that, respect that, recognize your own good areas, build positive relationships, be kind to yourself. Be always be kind to yourself. Forgive others, forgive yourself. Learn to be assertive means when there is no to be said, say no. Right? Not, no, I'm not going to do this. No, I would not like to do this. I'm not interested. No, thank you. And always keep small challenges for yourself. Keep challenging. I have reached this level. I will do this. I am a good baker, but now I'm going to bake bread. I'm talking about just in general. I am good at making salad. Now I am going to go one level ahead and make soup. I'm good at canvas painting. Now I'm going to do acrylic painting. I'm good at repairing things. Now I'm going to try and repair more things. So keep small challenges for yourself and celebrate life. Celebrate everything that you are. Celebrate what you do. Thank you so much for listening to me and giving me this opportunity. I cannot tell you how much I have enjoyed Dr. Sengupta and everyone, all of you who are here. It is so amazing that 45 people are attending this. I feel so good. You have given me much more than what I have given you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
It was
you,
very
thank you, ma'am.
nice session. Very nice
Very
session.
nice session. Very nice.
Thank you. I would like to meet all of you when this pandemic is over. I would like to
Yeah.
come and
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. We also would like to
early
meet.
Sure,
meeting.
sure.
Your
Salma
lecture
madam,
is
it was a
awesome.
So nice of you, ma'am.
wonderful session. Any question anybody would like to ask? One question will take.
Ma'am, easily we can spend our life lonely, na? Easily we can spend our life alone
yes,
by using these methods.
you are not alone. First of all, you are not alone at all. You have everybody around you. We feel that when a family member is not there, we are alone. But there are neighbors. There are so many people. There is the watchman. There are the people, women who come to work in the building. There are so many people. There are birds around. There are plants around. There is nature. There is so much. You are not alone. Ever. The world has
Thank you,
been
ma'am.
created in a way we are not alone. No, this
Okay.
plant is right now. I'm not alone. This palm is with me. This is my baby, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
And
much.
is it happy to you? Is the baby
Yes.
looking
Yes,
happy?
yes. It's
Yes,
Elizabeth.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Lots of
Salma madam,
regards.
that's
you.
wonderful.
Thank you,
session.
ma'am.
Enjoy.
Thank you, madam. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Very useful session. Useful
Very
session.
useful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very good.
Pleasure. God
Thank
bless
you.
you all.
Miss you so
Your
much.
blessings, your blessings for me. Each one of